Welcome to the Custom Vantage Office video on creating credit memos. We create a credit memo when we need to refund back to a customer something he has paid, or when we're going to apply a credit that can later be used against another invoice. So there are, as with most things in Custom Vantage Office, multiple ways that this can be done. The first way would be that I could open an invoice for this customer. Now, once I open the invoice, and by the way, this is a posted invoice, there's a button to create a credit memo. When I click on the button, it's going to ask me if I want to create the credit memo. I'm going to say yes. And it's asking me what items on this invoice I'm going to credit. So in this case, I'm going to credit this item. Now, I do want to point out it's showing us the items that are in the order, but it is not going to bring in the freight because the freight is not something typically that is returned. However, we can still add that onto the credit memo. So I'm going to create the credit memo. Telling me that I've created it. Do I want to open it? The answer is yes. Now here's my credit memo. You'll notice that everything is in negative. The totals are in negative so that it's going to be a refund back to the customer. Now, if I were going to credit freight, I could enter the freight here, and in this case, we'll credit him back $3.50. And then I can post the credit memo. This credit memo is now on the customer's account. I'm going to close this and I'm going to create another credit memo. This time we're going to actually refund a payment on the credit memo. For this customer, we have a credit card on file. He paid by credit card for a previous amount. In this case, this is a posted invoice. He owes us for this. I'm going to create a credit memo. And maybe in this case, we're not refunding for this entire item. I'm going to not select anything. Oops, sorry. I'm going to not select anything that I can't change. So, and what I mean by that is, no matter what's on here, I can change it. So I could add here a note. So we shipped it to him late. We offered to give him a partial credit. So just to make it clear, I could, if I wanted to, delete this item, and I don't want to confuse you, but I just want you to be understanding this is very, very flexible. I can delete this item. Now I can create my own note if that's what I wanted to do, or I could have done it right from the item. I could have changed the amount we're going to credit him, and I'll say, oh my goodness, can't type. Okay, and we're going to make it 1. You'll notice it turns to a negative, and we're going to refund this guy $10. I'm not going to refund him any tax. So on this line item, I'm going to set this line item to no tax. Now it's a flat $10 that I'm returning to him. Under the payments tab, because I said I have a credit card on file for this gentleman, I can process a return. Return means it's going to go back to his card. The card on file is listed here. I can simply select it. Notice it's a negative $10. Click process, and then the payment is complete. We've now refunded to his card the $10. I will now post the credit memo. This is done and complete. Now, I'm going to click on the customer, and once I see the customer information, he owes me a lot of money. If I'm going to apply that other credit to this customer, I'm simply going to choose to receive a payment from the customer. Here are all the invoices that he owes us. And in this case, we'll see that there is a credit memo here. There's the credit memo we created earlier. I'm going to indicate the payment method of credit memo. Now, if you don't have a credit memo payment method, you can simply create one by clicking on this ellipsis, and that'll allow you to create new payment methods. In this case, I'm going to apply the credit memo. When I click this ellipsis, it applies the entire amount. Now we have $15.48 that we can apply to any other invoice he owes to us. In this case, I'm going to apply the $15.48 to this invoice. Now we have 0 left to unapply, or as unapplied, I'm sorry, meaning we're balanced, we're good to go. I can post this. That is now done. The credit memo has been all used up. The amount due is 0. This invoice, which had $19 and change left on it, we've applied 15 and change for credit. So this invoice now has a balance due of $4.34. I hope you found that easy to apply and create credit memos in either process. Thanks for using Custom Vantage Office.